Hey, what's going on everybody? Shmoop here, back at it again with another solo flawless guide for you. We are doing the Titan today and you are only going to need 2 builds. I'm going to leave everything in the description below with dim links and what you need. I'm going to put a quick overview of both of them on the screen right now, just so you can kind of get a quick glance. We're going to be doing Pyrogale and we're going to be using Precious Scars. Our 2 exotic heavies are going to be the Dragon's Breath and the Whisper of the Worm, because the new update with the new exotic mission brought no distractions. Whisper would flinch so much it was almost unusable in this encounter and the final boss. But now with no distractions, you don't flinch all that bad. It is so good, and it's such an easy mission to do and go get that. I mean, it's practically free. We are going to be using this awesome little hand cannon that you can get from Lightfall, and it's a quest. It's fairly easy to get. That and Scatter Signal, which is also easy to get. So realistically, we're only using 4 weapons this time around. Our hand cannon of choice, which I'm using this one, you can use whatever you want. Our Scatter Signal, Dragon's Breath, and Whisper of the Worm. So we're getting in here. What we're going to do is get a throwing hammer kill to start off our Resto and proc Radiant, and we're going to kill the snipers as quick as we can. Coming in, you know, you surge, kill your 3 eyes. Sometimes it takes you a minute, like I scan everywhere like a madman because sometimes they're hard to find. Now this is great, the boss spawn together. If you can get down here and put your barricade down fast enough, he won't stomp you away. But the moment he walks away and sees you, he's going to stomp you, so that's kind of irksome. But while you're doing this, watch your timer and do your best to throw your hammers and get ×3 roaring flames, which, not the greatest there. Now, little quick side note, the explosion does more damage when you first slam than just the flames taking away, so if you're closer to him for that, it does more damage. So a tip here would be actually don't shoot your Dragon's Breath first, because if you shoot that and then, you know, Burning Maul him, you could kill yourself. But easy 3-phase, you know, just Burning Maul, then Dragon's Breath, then use your Scatter Signal, and when you're done, clean up the snipers, rinse and repeat, and easy as pie. Alright, now for the big ogre. This one here, it's a little bit rougher. There's some nuance to it. Start off, I start right side every time. Dragon's Breath and kill the first Minotaur over there. Now I get lucky here and actually stick him, so that made my life a lot easier. Go ahead and take down all but 1 eye, and then if you haven't already, start your Roaring Flames, your Radiant, and your Restoration, because you are going to need it here. You can't cheese it with invisibility. Again, you got double heavy ammo finder. You can really spam your Dragon's Breath if you need to. Also, I forgot earlier, this is the encounter where I remembered that if you get Roaring Flames, your basic on-powered melee counts as a powered melee, and you can build stacks just punching things, and it starts resto and everything for you. So like, right there, boom, got it. Yeah, this is where I remembered that. So on Titan, I actually like doing it better over here. On the left side if you're looking at him, or right side if you're looking at where you approach, just this side. And I know that may seem counterintuitive to the last video, but on Titan, this side genuinely feels better. I don't know how else to describe it, just the lines of sight line up better. Titan, the way he maneuvers, just this side feels better. You can choose whichever side you like, but again, I choose this side. Another important thing to remember about when doing this is watch that biting cold, because I got dangerously close there. That was not helpful at all, but it's really cool because he doesn't duck behind anything, and that's like one of the reasons why I like it, is you can throw the mini hammer, weaken him, and burn him down with Scatter Signal really quickly. So I think that's another reason why I like doing it on this side. So again, shoot down all of the eyes but 1, kill the snipers, because if you're doing it on Titan and you're not using a ranged gun, you're going to have to go to the other side, so you're going to have to kill the snipers, so it's going to take an extra minute, but it's okay. So here we are in the middle with all 4 orbs. Now what I want to implant in your brain here is every rotation, restart your charged melee. So get a Roaring Flames, get that melee, get that radiant, get that restoration. Every time you do a restoration, or sorry, a rotation, proc your restoration. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, that was really cheesy. But it's actually very important, and the timing syncs up wonderfully. Because you're making orbs, you're proccing Roaring Flames, you're proccing Resto, you're proccing Radiant, and if you do it every cycle, when you get to the final one for damage phase, it's going to be perfectly set up and ready to go for you. So that is a huge thing that I'm going to say for this, is just every cycle, every time up, every time down, look to get that melee kill and keep things rolling. So here we are, we're going to the fourth one. So we are going to go Dragon's Breath, Super, and then Scatter Signal. Like so. And this is a really, I messed this up in the third plate especially, is where I pick things back up, but the second plate and this plate, I really mess up. And it's still an easy 3-phase. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and this is part of the reason why I mess up. I was trying to get ahead and get an orb to get the unraveling rounds, but because I didn't have a sunspot at my feet, the throw flinched me, and I completely missed that Dragon's Breath, had to manually reload it to try and get something going. Yeah, it was a mess. But I'm leaving these bad ones in here because you can for sure do this better. But even with these mess ups, still an easy, comfortable 3-phase. I thought I stuck him there and I was panicking like I was going to blow up to the lasting impressions explosion it does. That wasn't fun. But yeah, easy 3-phase. And something to keep in mind here also is if you're trying to really up your intellect and go for 2 Burning Mauls in one run, pay attention here. He's stun locked. If I would Burning Maul from this distance, which I do later on when it's going to the final to kill him, it almost doesn't do anything to him because it has to go down the stairs and slowly travel to him. He's just stun locked. It doesn't do much. So yeah, any pointers I have to say about this one is remember in your rotations, keep up the Resto Roaring Flames. When you get swarmed, throw your hammer, and when you leave from that final plate, go from left to right. You can go through the inside of that building. That guy will always be standing there to proc it. And then here we are on the final boss. This is where we switch to Whisper of the Worm, and we have that ugly, ugly exotic helmet on, but it's so good because, watch. Look at that, we have restoration from getting a shot. That means we don't have to run out into everything to try and pick up our hammer and have to worry about missing it or use our grenade. None of that. Just get a kill with your primary that hopefully has incandescent and it has to be solar. So again, I love this hand cannon. Yeah, it's free. It's just free restoration constantly. It's so huge for Titan. Having, like, it was already busted having healing nade and throwing hammers, but look, I don't have to throw my hammer and I have restoration, roaring flames from the ignitions. Like, it is so good. So if you proc an ignition on one of these scions and they leave a sunspot and he goes into it, he gets weakened. So I try to not kill them until he spawns, and then it's just a free weaken debuff. And look at that, he's getting damaged as soon as he spawns in, so he's gonna throw his little totem and it's just free. And also another huge note here. You see I dropped a shield when I saw that guy running at me? Try to do that because look, he is completely blinded, like he got a blinding or disorienting GL hit on him, and that's because he ran into the shield. So if you time that, let him melee you, and then after he melees you, he's going to be stunned like that. You can melee him back and freely run up here to just punk the boss with Whisper. I miss a crit there, unfortunately, but 110 per shot? Look at how much damage we did in that little tiny cycle. It's so good. I forgot Whisper was a thing until I remembered that it has no distractions now. It's so good. And I would highly recommend jumping up to that right spot on Titan. You're fast enough to comfortably make it up there in time. Honestly, I don't see a reason why you should stay down here like it did with the Hunter. The Hunter jumps are just a little touchier, and I found myself bouncing off the blights, but on Titan, didn't have a single problem. So we're going to kind of do the same thing here, take down the wizards, kill the scions, and I'm going to let it go through maybe like 2-3 rotations of adds, just so there's a mound of ammo on the floor, because when you go up top and you're burning through for the damage phase, you're going to need that ammo. So just go through a couple waves of ads. It only takes an extra minute or two. You can really burn them down. They multiply. They drop even more ammo. And there's no reason not to, really. Yeah, so here I'm gonna, if you shoot 2 of the eyes, the incandescent will burn the last one down. So it's pretty easy to get it to whatever the big captains are. I forget what those things are called. But it's pretty easy, pretty safe. So here we go. Now, unfortunately, I killed them all and there were no scions, so I can't weaken them. Thankfully, one does walk up, and look at that. He touched that sunspot and he's weakened. It's so good. And boom, great placement. They're overlapping. Now, again, I see the guy up to my left there. I'm going to drop a shield. He's stuck behind the Scorn Captain there. But watch, he's going to run through, melee, because he ran through, and now he's disoriented. He's just chilling back there. When you go up on top of this blight, another tip for you here, make sure you go around the long way. I cut it too close to that captain there, but I've already been stomped off the map by them. So when you get up there, after you do it safely, you see how I'm kind of corner caddied on the steps here, and you can see the steps in my sniper shot? That's because he's going to shoot the stairs 9 out of 10 times, and you won't have to worry about any fire back from it. So it's great. You can chip away at the boss and he won't hit you, and then you can jump back down, which I recommend, and kill all the scions, get your resto, get whatever you need, because now you're going to have even more ammo drops, hopefully, come out. I mean, this first rotation was not it, but I knew it's a comfortable 2-phase, so I wasn't overly worried about that. And when I say 2-phase, I mean you do one rotation that I'm doing right here, and then you're going to do a second one, but you're going to stop right before you would go to final stand and go back down to the bottom. You're going to max out your ammo and make sure you have your super, and then you're going to hit them with a couple whisper shots, and it's going to go to final stand. That way you can start your final stand rotation with a super and whisper. Even though, sorry, I said that backwards. Whisper, then super. Yes, whisper, then super. There we go. I'm bad at talking sometimes. But hey, y'all smashed the last video and absolutely killed it with comments, likes, kindness. I mean, really thank you for everything. So if you're enjoying this video and this helps you out, please, leave a like, comment, share it. Let me know what's going on down below. That would be amazing. If you're running on Hunter or want some other build ideas, I'll leave a link to that video down below as well. The last one that I posted for anybody who didn't see it and who's watching this one. You guys are just awesome. Keep up the great work. And I do have another one coming for Warlock here very shortly that should be up as well. So, Warlock mains, don't worry, you're up too. Alright, here we go. Now, he spawned right there, look. He went into the shield, he's stunned, look, did it again, just stunned, blinded. And if he stands in there, he's going to stay blinded until he walks out of it. He's still blinded down there. So, turn around, hop up, and run over to these pillars back here. You can just peek the very edge of the pillar, and he won't be able to hit you. And look at that, free damage. I am terrible at the game, and I missed the crit, but Whisper's good enough that with the time remaining, I can still move it on and get off before the timer runs out so it doesn't instantly go to damage phase. Now, we are not in the main damage phase, and we are already at the H. Keep that in mind. Like, this damage is incredible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to get Roaring Flames to ×3. I'm going to punch every single scion. I'm going to make sure I have ×3, and we're going to lead off this plate with the super. And it's really great because we are using the hammers now. With Sunspot, they're scorching him constantly, but those little embers that come and pop off sometimes destroy the eye, so you can get the full super off. And boom, just like that, there's one plate done, no sweat, no ammo used, completely free. You were standing in a Sunspot from your super, you didn't have any problems. So going to plate 2, we have our healing nade up, we're going to go over to Whisper, and we're going to hide behind the pillar once again. Now you have to be careful of your rotation. So get your Whisper going, and as soon as your health gets to about half or close to it, pop a healing nade and keep an eye on that timer. Because when your, restoration runs out, you're kind of screwed. So don't worry so much about trying to squeeze out another 3 shots of Whisper. Look at his health right now. I have messed up 2 reloads, okay? I missed a crit twice. Once down there, and once now up here on the second plate, and his health is already to the T. We don't need much more, and when we do the second rotation, we'll be ready for our final phase. It is an easy, I'm going to call it 2.5 phase. Realistically, it's at 2 phase because we stopped short. It is completely free, so I'm going to drop down. I'm going to refill my ammo because if there's a lot of heavy bricks, I took notice sometimes it won't drop more heavy bricks. So I'm making sure to just pick up what I can as I go. And this is keeping me from getting bored while I'm waiting on the healing nade to recharge, because that's 100% what you need to do if you want to make through and not worry about dying. So just do your thing, grab ammo, run around. And then when your healing nade is back up, wait until he shoots a couple times and then start booking it over to the final one, because you don't want to be damaged at all when you go into this. It's not like Hunter. It's a little harder to survive here at the end part. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do some good damage here. I'm going to watch my health bar. And you see where my health bar is right now? I don't care if I reload or not. I'm getting that healing nade down because that is more important. And look where his health is. If you measure that up, we do that again, we will be in final stand. That is how easy it is. So here is the final rotation. I killed Scions, maxed out my ammo. I have a full super ready to go. My Roaring Flames is up. Everything is ready to go. We're going to lose Roaring Flames, but that's okay. So we're getting ready. I took out the eyes. I'm killing the captains. I'm going for 2 because there is that little sliver after his health, so I wasn't sure if 1 would be enough. With Whisper, 2 is better because Whisper is great at like sustained damage over burst. And it's kind of better with 2. So we're going to wait. I thought about doing it from the right side, but honestly, he can still, I don't know if you can see that, he can still hit you on the left side here. He doesn't hit you. I think he hits the floor before you. So I'm going to go ahead and Barton, 110 a shot is amazing. Like, that is incredible damage. Okay, so here we go. Final stand. Immediately run up. I'm going to scope in, and I'm going to hit him with a couple Whisper shots. And the moment I noticed my health, like, getting right there, I saw his projectile incoming, and I knew that would kill me, and I knew that the next burst from the eyes would kill me. That is when you pop your super, and you just throw out everything that you can. They are going to flitch you. It is going to hurt. Now, if he still has a lot of health because you missed, throw your healing grenade, scatter signal. If you still don't get him down, hide back here, and then pop back out when your healing nade is up, and it is completely free. So yeah, if y'all liked the video, enjoyed, remember, leave a comment down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.